Mic's on.
Thanksgiving was great.
It was awesome. Very good. I'm looking forward to Christmas already. Though. I love Christmas.
What?
It's awesome. Christmas is awesome.
What? Seriously?
What?
Yeah, me too, because I don't want to work.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Hey. Hey there. How are you? Welcome. So real quick, I just want to jump into this. Have you guys been watching The Mandalorian lately? I have. Did you know that there's already been 3 controversies? 3. We're on episode 6. That's half. And you know what? Let's kind of break them down real quick. First off, people were complaining that Baby Yoda was eating eggs of an alien.
Genocide,
Yes. Mm-hmm. A fake alien was eating another fake alien's babies. I can't wait to see what PETA has to say. Man. And then the second, we might skip the third, but let's go to the second one. Gianna,
yeah.
I can't say her last name. I'm retarded. Gianna.
Really?
She's they want to fire her because she made some comments about women should not fight men in the MMA. And you know what I have to say to that? Don't tell me who I can and can't hit. That's not your job. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. This is Guy Diaz, and I'm Stephen Coker.
Well, that went
how are you guys?
I'm great.
That went deep.
I had another one, but I didn't really want to go to it.
You were so fired up about the first 2. We talked about alien genocide and then right into beating women.
Yeah. If I want to beat women, that's. Okay. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Well, we have a great show for you guys today. That was a joke. But let me introduce my great companions. We got St. Andrew to my right.
Hello. Great to be back. Looking forward to an awesome show.
It's going to be good. And then we got Daniel, and he's going to bring some finances.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
And then we can't forget our, he doesn't have a card, but
Or
producer Drew.
I'm here.
Producer
I
Drew,
make sounds.
manning
My mic
the
is on.
computer.
It's probably louder than it's ever been, too, so people can actually hear me for once. So that's good.
Nice.
Yay.
That's good.
Turn
He
yourself
doesn't have a
down.
card
Off
for himself.
before. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, now you guys will actually hear me talking shit behind the scenes. So
Nice. That's good. Because I feel like that's what we were missing. Is you were just so quiet, like a church mouse.
Why does it have to be a church mouse?
I don't know. It could be.
Nice play, Daniel.
It could be a pastor boy.
Oh.
As quiet as a pastor boy. He's angry at me.
He's pulling out his crucifix.
Oh, what? Steven's mic is muted.
Already.
boy.
We're off to a good show.
That didn't take long.
No. So we got a great show for you today. Right now, oh yeah, Daniel, would you like to introduce our drink?
For sure. Something actually just very simple. It is tequila, orange juice, and grenadine. This is what's called a tequila sunrise. So, cheers.
All right, cheers, boys. Good ideas.
Cheers.
Kind of fits for the first topic. We're going to talk about the lady.
This is
Oh my god, all the tequila's on top.
Oh, maybe it's not a lady drink then.
It's a manly.
Where's
drink
the
disguised
salt?
as a lady drink.
It's a manly drink disguised as a lady drink.
You get all the tequila, and then you drink the sugar
Then you
after
get
you've
the
had all the
sugar.
alcohol.
Yeah.
What's this about?
That's how you get hungover. It's the best way.
Nice. So I did it wrong, I guess.
Yeah, we want.
Oops.
No. You want to get
stir
drunk first. Yeah, are you supposed to steer it?
Steer
it?
You
say
can.
steer
Are you supposed to steer it?
As you start mixing it up and drinking it, the red from the bottom works its way from the top, so it looks like it's supposed to like emanate.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want mine to look very
My
natural.
wife and I went to NAU every year for like homecoming. they do Tequila Sunrise, which basically the bars open up at like 5, and all these college students go and just.
Oh, so they close at 3 and open at 5.
5, exactly. So then,
kind of bar.
So then you go to like the bar at like 7 a.m. and you just sit there at a window drinking a Tequila Sunrise and just watch all these college students just fall on their asses. It's so
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
good. NAU students or alumni, go Lumberjacks.
The Lumberjacks.
Lumberjacks.
Nice.
Lumberjacks, eh?
Hey.
Well,
Northern
speaking of
Arizona.
college,
Yeah.
that's our first topic. What's her name? Sarah
Sarah
Fuller.
Fuller, yeah.
Sarah Fuller, first female in a Power 5?
What's
Power
okay?
five.
So
Yeah, can someone explain, Andrew?
I can
please.
explain. Power 5 conference. You got the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, the Pac-12, and the Big 10.
So it's
Power
not a
five.
conference. It's like a
It's a group of the 5
conference.
most powerful conferences in NCAA.
Okay, it's kind of like Game of Thrones. Like, does one conference overthrow another?
The SEC overthrows everybody.
Okay.
SEC's on top. Right now, the Pac-12 is on the bottom.
So-
and,
Who is Vanderbilt?
they are probably the worst member of the SEC. So it's like
Are they even ranked?
buying the worst house in the best neighborhood. That's Vanderbilt.
Ah,
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought it was James
They
Vanderbeek.
are now they're 0-8. They're horrible.
Yeah. Can we actually put up this kick?
Yeah. Can we watch this
well,
video?
he was-
Explain
well,
what
let's
happens.
explain.
Explain what happens. Do you want me to set it up
For
for us?
some reason, you set this up. I'm gonna be mean.
Okay. So for my opinion, just to be clear, I don't think any of us are blaming Miss Fuller here, Sarah Fuller.
No, good for
she
her.
is a goalkeeper or a goalie, I guess. I don't know
Yep,
which one is
that's
which.
the official term.
You don't know
Goalkeeper
anything
for
about soccer.
Vanderbilt soccer.
Well, I played
Who
soccer.
apparently actually
played
won, I think,
soccer.
the SEC. So their soccer team is actually good, while their football team is not. And their regular place kicker was injured, and they decided, hey, we got this lady, Sarah. Why don't you come and kick for us? And so she kicks off one time. They lost the game. I think it was 41-0, and she opened up the second half with this kick. Drew, do you want to go ahead and play that?
Let's watch this.
And the kick down at the 35-yard line, and Sarah Fuller.
Okay,
Happy
That's
Thanksgiving.
it.
that's it. That's all she did. And good for her.
Now let's
college
give some
football.
context here. It's the beginning of the third quarter,
Second half. There you go.
second half,
Yeah.
third quarter. Sorry, haven't watched
okay.
sports in a while. They're down 21-0,
Yes.
and
Not a time to do a squib kick.
not the time to do a squib kick. So, which brings my question: was it an intentional squib kick? It almost went out of bounds. If that guy wasn't there, it could have taken a wicked bounce.
It
And then
wasn't even that good of a squib kick.
Okay, my question is, why was she running
away.
to the sideline? Like, every single kicker that I have ever watched in a football game, they kick the ball. Usually it's like from here to the moon,
because-
to the other side of the field. And then they just charge to the other team and try to get the ball. Now, I understand statistically, kickers and punters, they don't get hurt, and all the rules behind, making sure they're vulnerable. I get that. But I don't know. It's just like,
It's because she wasn't even attempting to make a play on the ball. She kicked it. It went to the 35. The funny part, I think it's kind of funny, is that if it had been kicked out of bounds, it was such a bad squib kick that Missouri, they would have only gotten it at the 40. Instead, they got it at the 35.
I'm just sorry. You're down 21-0.
right.
This is the start of
Second half.
second half, and not only did she kick this, but supposedly during the second half, she had a halftime speech to boost morale.
Boost morale.
And then you squib kick it and put them on the 30 and say, hey, you know what? We're going to actually make this easier
It's like,
for you.
Why? Okay, so like, I don't wish ill will on her or anything.
No,
like
I'm
that.
actually, I think it's really cool.
But
There's
no,
so many other factors in
here's
here
my
that
thing.
don't make sense.
You cannot just walk into a locker room and demand respect if you haven't done anything to earn it to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, if she would, like, kick the ball and actually kick it good and then charge at, you know, a 250, 300-pound lineman, take a tackle or tackle somebody, like, at least show you have some grit. You know what I mean? Like, show that you're trying to be an asset to the team. I just get so annoyed when it's like, oh, you know, let's just hand it to her and, like, oh, she does this thing and, oh, it's the greatest thing of all time, where it's like, look at that kick, bro. It didn't do anything.
When was she added to the team?
Like, last minute?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because that's a better question.
it was a
Because
last
if it
minute
was a
thing.
last minute, then that's really kind of sucks.
Drew, maybe you can do some quick
Because-
Fact check.
I'll do a
Try to find
because
that out. That's a good
if she has been on the team this whole time and practicing with them and working with them, then that's a
one
different.
thing.
But to just be like, hey, you want to come and why? I'm sorry, but why pick the goalkeeper?
Right.
I mean, I get it. The
'Cause
goalkeeper
they
kicks it
kick
pretty
it
far,
pretty
but like maybe like a defensive. So someone that could tackle somebody,
No. So here's the thing.
Not
I think
even.
the whole thing.
defensive
Soccer
player?
players, look,
not
soccer,
a striker.
Soccer players are built so
yeah.
differently than football players. Football players, they bulk up. Soccer players,
Yeah, but I
we
thought-
run constantly. Like, you're having
Yeah,
to
but
stay-
I've seen defensive soccer players who are big because they don't. They're the ones that
Well, yeah,
don't
'cause
run.
they
as
void
much.
up.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, no.
maybe she needs to void up.
This is an article from Today.com. The 21-year-old was recruited by Vanderbilt's football team earlier this week after the team had to bench
There-
their
there
specialist
it
due to
is.
COVID-19 contact tracing and possible exposure,
See,
according to
This
NBC
is dumb
Sports.
because
and they're the worst team. It'd be different if it was like a good team, and they had her on the team already,
here's the deal.
and they were like, "Our kicker got sick, so we're gonna put in our backup kicker."
Here's what I think happened.
The
I think-
Covenant Homeschool Resource Center comments, goalies are the best. Does anyone know who that is?
Oh, don't worry about it.
Daniel!
No. wrong
Goalies are the best.
profile. Somebody out there commenting.
I think this whole thing is a publicity stunt.
It is.
Well, it is
Because-
because they're what 8-0.
Well,
0-8.
0-8.
0-8.
Well, going into the game, they're 0-7. They lose the game 41-0. And usually, what happens in a football team, if your kicker is hurt, routinely, this is not. You have your punter. They fill in. If your punter is hurt, the kicker fills in. Vanderbilt's punter is actually super good. During this game, he punted because Vanderbilt. He has a lot of
Yeah, well, no one
playing
kicked field
time
goals.
for Vanderbilt. Yeah, he punted. I think it was 7 times, and he averaged like
Wait,
43 yards a
If
punt.
Andrew gets to talk about sports this long now,
What?
does he still only get...
He's still.
Gosh.
He's still good.
It's a different segment.
It's a different segment.
I
Don't
know,
worry about
I
it.
know,
Right?
I'm
Right?
Uh,
I was.
here's the
see,
question.
see,
There's only
see,
30
this is what I was trying to tell you.
Let me finish one thing. The reason why is it was a last-ditch effort by the coach, Derek Mason, to save his job. He gets fired the very next day. He lost his job.
Yeah, because
I think he was trying to make some weird statement.
He was
about,
trying to
"Look at
keep his
us."
job. Like, hey guys, look what
You
I
put
did
in
for
a girl.
us.
You fire me for getting
And they
a girl
still
on
got
football.
fired.
My thing is, and I was just thinking about it today. Like, it would be the most like I mentioned about how she just runs off the field. She doesn't even make an effort to run down the field or anything.
Yeah.
So it would have been the most hilarious thing in the world if she kicks the ball and then someone on the other team grabs it and then like runs to
Straight
the
at
end
her.
zone and she's just standing there kind of like, okay, like not doing anything. That would have been the best
That
thing
would have
ever.
been funny.
Well, yeah, like
There's a producer going.
our producer just
He's a Sally.
salad.
This should be a whole segment. Is just Drew putting
I'm sorry.
grenadine in his drink.
This segment was a last
Sorry,
minute
apparently I
addition,
got- apparently
like
I-
Sarah Fuller to the Vanderbilt team. Very last minute, nobody knew. We'll see how this goes. And you know, she gave this speech.
Why does it taste so like smoky? Because is that the tequila?
I think you're having a stroke.
It tastes like melted plastic.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll never play bartender ever again. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, the show got better.
Oh my god!
Fuck you.
Oh
The first F word. I didn't even get to do it.
I didn't have enough time to censor that either.
We'll edit it.
It's off the rails.
Yeah,
Here's
we've
the
already
question,
lost it.
Steven.
We've already lost it.
Can
It's
I go
dumb.
play for
I think
a
it's the
women's
tequila.
college
It's not your
team?
fault.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
wait.
it's
Can
tequila.
you play
So
for?
is tequila.
Well, there is no college women's football team.
But I want to play for the college soccer team.
Lingerie team.
Montana
Can I play
Coker
for-
says that's how it's supposed to taste.
Like crap. Wow.
HR of Oz says I concur. Goalies are the best.
Wow.
And Jamie says COVID is wreaking havoc with pro sports. ... The Broncos quarterback.
Oh, whoa. We are
whoa.
talking about women right now. Save that for later.
They should have had Sarah Fuller play quarterback. That would have been awesome.
No, see, I think they should have kicked it deep and let her show off this leg that maybe she has, maybe she doesn't, because now I don't know.
Now we don't know.
But yeah, no, you have a good point. What sport can men play for college that is just a women's sport? Like, can we join softball?
Most colleges don't have a men's.
They don't have a
volleyball
co-ed?
Co-ed? No.
Co-ed.
They don't. Most of them don't have men's volleyball. A lot of them don't have a baseball team because of Title IX and everything. So,
They have softball.
can we go play
But wait, no.
volleyball and or softball?
The girls are allowed to play the men's sports.
But guys aren't allowed to play a women's sport.
Right?
Yeah.
Women
That
are
seems to
allowed.
be
They
the
just have
idea,
to
yeah.
try out and actually make the team,
Right.
not get asked a couple days beforehand.
Yeah.
Hey, come be a kicker.
Yeah, I don't think there's any really hardened rule about a girl not being allowed to be on the team. It's like if you can compete physically, sure.
No, and I agree.
Well, it's the
If
same
you-
thing with the military.
If you're a burly woman that I'm looking for,
No,
you should be allowed to play sports.
Here's my thing, though.
With men.
I'll do a little correlation with the military. Like, okay, if you're a Navy SEAL or you're on you're infantry, like if I'm going to serve next to a woman, I need to know that she can drag my fat butt out of the field and keep me alive. You know what I mean? Like, she has to be able to perform and do these things that are required in that role. In
Yes.
that context. And it's
Yes.
virtually the same thing, in my opinion, sports. Like, we're not killing each other for the most part, but
Yeah, no, you should be able to. You should be.
I just find it unfair that you have all these guys that
You should
spend
be
hours.
at least as good as the worst man on
no,
that team.
no, it's like you have to show that you deserve it compared to
player.
everyone else that's competing for that position.
Yeah.
Because you get these kids that spend hours and hours and hours training and
Well, that's what I don't
conditioning
like
themselves.
is there's a guy out there that was like passed on for Vanderbilt for kicking, who probably tried out for the team, didn't make it, but he was decent. But then he got passed for a girl for a publicity stunt.
Right. That's what
That
really
sucks.
annoys me.
It sucks for him. Yeah. Anyway, that's good.
Now, since we've already talked about sports, we should just skip this segment. But we're going to go over to Andrew with some as.
All right. So as
He's got things.
I have a. Ooh, I like that.
And
All right. So as Jamie so nicely commented and mentioned about the Denver Broncos, Kendall Hinton, Wake Forest quarterback from 2 years ago, Broncos wide receiver practice squad. Because of COVID, he had to do a fill-in for the Denver Broncos on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints with basically no time to prepare. He got thrown into a really bad situation, but good on him.
With like
And that's it for
a second and a half to spare.
It was only 2 seconds.
Andrew
job.
Atkinson's
Yeah, yeah. Good
sports.
performance.
I actually, real quick,
Broncos.
I do actually want to add in a fact for this because I was going to actually have this in my monologue for a quick second until you said you were going to talk about it. Not since the Denver Broncos of 2011 has a football team not thrown a complete pass in the first half of a game.
You know another interesting thing about that? So Hinton, he completed one pass.
Yeah. In
The
the
last
third
time
quarter.
the Denver Broncos quarterback completed one pass, it was John Elway in his very first start.
Yeah.
Not saying, obviously,
No.
just a weird...
But
Weird
the reason I brought this one up, because the last time was 2011. Do you know which quarterback that was?
Tim Tebow.
It was Tim Tebow. And you know what I think? You know what I
Probably
think?
won that game.
I think God gave the Denver Broncos a blessing, and John Elway sold his soul for a Super Bowl. And the devil said, guess what? It's time to pay up. And that's why we haven't had a quarterback in 4 years.
Theology.
That might be right.
Yeah.
You might be onto something there, Steven.
Yes.
Very
John Elway, you suck. And now, let's take it to DTF.
Oh, high school. That's my little thing. All right. Well, hey, much rejoicing from the anti-vaccination community. Unless you've been living under a rock, Pfizer recently announced that its COVID-19 vaccine is, quote, 95% effective, which means if you do the math, there's about a 5% chance of a zombie apocalypse. Now, there's something you should know. Back in 2009, according to the DOJ, Pfizer had to pay $2.3 billion in fines for, wait for it, fraudulent marketing.